me your name. Okay, welcome in. Welcome into the Eric St. Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Oh, man. Yeah, I tell you what a weekend. It seems like forever ago when we last spoke. But, my God. Thursday finished up, and then Friday I had some not the best of the Eric St. Show podcast material so that I could go up to Fear Bunker North. And, an incredible upgrade on what I have there. And what I have there it's not a lot. It's a 70-year-old trailer on a piece of property. And a power pole, and then that's it. It runs electricity into it, and then as years went by, more and more people grow up, and then now we have a situation where everybody wants to come up there, and there's no place for them to stay. So they do things like other family members, extended family members. They might get a little trailer and bring it up there, but there's no place to plug it in. So. And then you add into the mix Charity Scam Mike got the rug pulled out from under him with the property that his dad owned about a mile and a half away. His dad suddenly said, I don't want to keep it anymore, and sold it. So now poor Mike, his lovely wife, my stepsister Elizabeth, and their two children, they're out, So I said, well, just do whatever you can. I mean, you can stay with us. We didn't have a place to stay. And then a buddy of his actually gave him a travel trailer. Some buddy of his is, I guess, rolling in dough, said, we don't use this. You can have it. Now, it's not brand new or anything, but it's definitely perfect. Well, it's the best that he's going to be able to get. So stand by. I got to drink this coffee. I can't let it cool too much. Stand by. Almost put a little bit too much in there, and it came out my nose. It's always painful. So now, in addition to my old trailer that's there, there are count them, five units that need to be on the property so that everybody has a place to stay for the big Memorial Day weekend. How the hell are we going to do that? Well, my eldest stepsister, Susie, or Sue, I call her Sue. Everybody calls her Susie. I call her Sue. Her husband, Jim, has the acumen to be able to, work on electrical boxes and shit like that. And so he comes up with a plan to make the property just like like an RV park. Like with a post in the ground and a place to plug your shit in. I go, how are we going to do that? He goes, I'll figure it out. He literally drew it up on a napkin. Draws it up on a napkin. And says, this is how we can do this. So leading up to it, he's like, we need a trencher. I said, what is that? He explains this device. It's called a ditch witch, which is a great name. I mean, it digs these. It's like a giant chainsaw for the earth. I posted a clip of Charity Scam Mike, my other brother-in-law, using it. It just cuts into the earth like hot knife through butter. It's awesome. And it digs like a 5-inch wide trench. So you need that because there's going to be wires going from the power pole into the ground. We're putting wires in the ground. I'll spare you all the gory details. I don't want to bore you or anything like that. I mean, that's usually the goal of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Don't bore these people. But the daunting nature of the work to get all of this, it kind of put my brother-in-law, Jim, Stress Ball Jim in a spot where he was all business. Like, he's so hyper-focused that I don't even want to talk to him because he's so, all right, let's get this done. Because he comes, okay, I get up there Thursday with Charity Scam Mike. We go to some towny bar called Swamp. I'm not kidding you. It's called Swamp in Frederick, Michigan. And he goes, hey, when we get there, there's a couple that's always there. They're regulars. I go, yeah? He says, we call them Jeepers Creepers. I go, what the fuck do you, huh? He says, I went there with my buddy, Danny. And, hey, nice to meet you. Hey, just small talk with regulars at the bar. Mike is extremely affable and friendly to every soul that he meets. He says that, and that, they look like typical people in this neck of the woods of Michigan. Various scars on their face, mismatched shoes, eating with their hands, like they're eating spaghetti with their hands. That's a normal person in this part of Michigan. And then they said, hey, we got a place just up the road. This is what Mike told me. They said to him, lots of booze. Why don't you guys come over the house and play some pool? And in Mike's brain, he's picturing this scene from Pulp Fiction when the dude calls up and says, spider caught a fly. Calls up Zed, So to avoid being murdered, they nah. So we go to the towny bar on Thursday night. Pretty good turkey Reuben there at Swamp. Nothing too ridiculous happens. Go back. Bright and early Friday morning. There's Jim. Stress Ball Jim to get to work. And we have, on Thursday, went to another racist community called Kalkaska and picked up the Ditch Witch. So we're ready to go. Mike, I think on Thursday, he consumed the equivalent of like 13 or 14 beers. The staggering amount of booze that this guy can put away is fucking nuts. So he gets up. He didn't seem hungover. Now, that would kill you or me. But this guy is superhuman. Jim gets up there, and he gets right to work. Mike gets ready, starts cutting into the earth, hot knife butter, Ditch Witch, boom, boom, boom. Now, I have no idea what is going on there. I have no expertise. So I decided all I wanted to do was be the guy standing next to Jim, my electrical guy, and getting things for him. Extra pair of hands. I'm standing next to him, holding up my hands. He's like screwing pieces of wood onto the power pole where the box is going to be because he actually had to move the box. In fact, let's back up. Like on your on your power to your home, you got that fucking meter. It's got glass around it, and then in the summer it's spinning around really fucking fast because you're using all that energy. He had to bust into that. He takes that off, and I'm looking at the inside of that, and he goes, "Don't touch these two. Those are the lines coming in. Those are hot." What? He ends up. So I'm just standing next to him, like he puts a screw into the wood board that's going to hold the box, and I've got another screw waiting for him. That's what I'm doing. My job, since I have no skill whatsoever, Mike runs the Ditch Witch. Jim does all the technical shit, and my job is filling up the trenches. Like the wire's all laid, and now we have to bury the wire. By the way, I do know that the wire is known as 10-2 underground. That's all I know. Like, the wire is underground with, it's whatever. I don't even know what type of grade it is. I guess it would be 10-2 underground so that it can survive, like, all the things that it's exposed to. Like, you don't have to put the wire in, like, a conduit, I guess. I don't know. I mean, maybe we do. Maybe we cut corners. And the thing is, I said to Jim, because he had said to me, he goes, I'm not an electrician. And I'm like, well, motherfucker, I've been calling you an electrician for years. How come when I said it then, you didn't say I'm not an electrician? Cole says that wire only good for 30 amps. Those trailers don't need 50 amps. Correct. You're right about that. That I do know. So I'm filling dirt back in. Maureen says, is this wiring into the pole above board, like legal? I don't know. I didn't ask. It's a great question. I'm assuming it's legal, but not whether or not it's up to the word, I guess you hear from time to time, is code. That I couldn't tell you. Amy says it's probably legal for up north. Oh, yeah. Well, they don't even have power up there. This is Crawford County, Michigan. Without a doubt, the poorest county in the entire state. I'm the only guy with power. It's just me. The power company just looks at he just shut it off. He's probably fucking around there. Nick, who is, in fact, the most skilled electrician that you can possibly find, says permits are for communists. All right. So I'm like doing my thing, holding like screws, and then we get to a point where my hands aren't needed. So I'm like, I gotta keep this moving. I need to keep these people happy. What can I do? Make food. Actually, I made breakfast for Jim when he came in. And I want to make sure this guy stays happy and has a full belly. We get to around lunchtime. And it's like, hey, we got two things. I can warm up a piece of pizza for you from Swamp. Or, because we got a pizza before we left. Or turkey sandwich, lettuce, tomato, cheese. What do you choose? Turkey sandwich. Turkey sandwich. Doesn't crack a smile. Turkey sandwich. Okay, I'm on it. Be right back. Come back, turkey sandwich. He's fed. He's happy. Eric, Eric, I need PVC glue. I can't believe I forgot that. He's one of these guys beats himself up. I go, don't worry. You got to go into town and go get me some PVC glue. I go, you got it. I'll be back in half an hour. Now the end of the world. Kenny says he talks like Batman. No, I mean, he's super serious. He's hyper-focused. I mean, he's not super serious all the time. He's super serious on this day because he wants to get his shit done and get the fuck out of there. I don't blame him. We have a big spool of this 10-2 underground wire. We're talking many, many feet. It's my understanding that the pole that is farthest. Okay, you got the power pole, and we're installing 5 of these places where people can plug in their motorhome or their travel trailer or whatever the hell. I learned that when running this line down, it can't be more than 100 feet. It should be 100 or less. Typically, from what I understand, I did learn this, that if you get over 100 feet, there's some term maybe one of you people who knows this type of thing, that happens to the electricity that is, it's like less, it's like not as strong as it that's it. That's the term, voltage drop. Thank you, because he said, we got to be less than 100 feet or we will have voltage drop. I go, sounds good to me. Move the pole in. Okay, sounds good. Put the 4x4 in the ground. My job, one of the other grunt work jobs that I have in addition to being extra pair of hands and serving food and going to the hardware store for these guys who actually work for a living. Charity Scam Mike says, he goes, those bags of Quikrete are 80 pounds. I put them in there. I'm not getting them out. And I said, that doesn't matter. I'm strong as fuck. Now, he left them in the trailer, and it rained all night. The bags are wet. He goes, don't worry. They're plastic. I start to lift this 80-pound dead weight. I'm going to take this 80-pound and put it on my fucking shoulder because I'm a bitch. And I'm going to walk it over to where this 4x4 is in the ground, the pole that's just under 100 feet away. As I'm lifting it, the bag disintegrates because it's not plastic, you fuck. It's paper. And all of the Quikrete is like, now it's a pile. It's gone. It's out. It's out of the bag. I go, uh-oh. I go, everybody's stress ball Jim's like, oh my God. Not a problem. Guys, silver lining. Silver lining. I got a bucket. Now I'll just scoop it into the bucket with my shovel and we'll carry it over in batches, the 80 pounds. That's going to be less work. It's good that this happened. Pour the Quikrete in. You know, when you're putting a 4x4 in the ground like this, something else I learned. You just put you don't even have to you don't even have to add water to that shit. You just put it in the ground. And then over time, the moisture from the ground, like kind of goes into that fucking thing, into the Quikrete, and then it turns into concrete. Fuck yes. Did all that shit. Tyler says, spilled Quikrete everywhere? Good. It'll be easier to haul it in buckets. It's true. Okay. At one of these points, I'm digging in the ground, and actually the ditch witch, it hits something in the earth, and I take now in this part of where we're at, there's rocks everywhere, rocks and sand, and they're always super round. The rocks. They've been in there for some time. A lot of pressure has made them almost like big fucking basketballs of rock. But one comes up that it looked different than any rock I've ever seen pulled out of the ground there in the years that I've been at this place. And I've seen on Facebook like videos of guys with like a pickaxe and they're chipping away, and then all of a sudden they like pull out this big fucking rock. And then the video cuts to them like cutting it with a special type of a spinning disc with water on it to kind of cool down the cutting process. And then it's like a beautiful, you ever see fucking Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler? It's like that. You look into it like, what's the fucking basketball player's name that looks into it? He's like, oh my God, look at that. I'm so good at basketball. I need this thing. What was that name? Kevin Garnett. What a movie, by the way. Uncut Gems. Fucking A, you've got to see it. Now, look, and as I say that, of course, Tyler says, great movie. Kenny says, that movie sucked. Ending was awful. The ending was the best part. Of course you think that movie sucked. You think that the worst things anyone ever seen, Ted Lasso, is good. You are the outlier. You realize that. You are the one that's alone on Poor Taste Island. You know? You like shitty TV. You like shitty music. Obviously, shitty movies. Probably women covered in shit, for as far as I know. I mean, my God. The worst taste of all of any audience member is you. Kenny says, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Want to get depressed? Watch Uncut Gems. Yeah, not every fucking movie that's ever made is full of big moments when Luke Skywalker comes in and says, ooh, I can save the little fucking green puppet. Ooh, I'm a fucking child. You idiot. Anyway. There's this big fucking weird looking rock. What the fuck is this? He goes, I don't know. The ditch witch didn't like it. I took the shovel and I chipped off a corner. Because it's all like crusty and shit on the outside. And take a look at the inside of that fucking thing. And I go, that looks very unique. This like matrix of stone. And it wasn't like translucent or anything like that. But it was, I'm like, huh. Stong, that's Charity Scam Mikey, goes, hold on a second. Let me see that fucking thing. Okay. He goes, dude, we're rich. I go, you're fucking crazy. He goes, well, maybe we're not rich. But this is something that requires some investigation. This has to be, and he says, taken into town. I'm like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean taken into town? He goes, dude, trust me. We got to go to the Indian store. I go, the Indian store? What the fuck is the Indian store? He goes, you never been to the Indian store here? I go, no, I haven't been to the Indian store. He goes, it's run by Indians. Okay. And he goes, they've got polished rocks everywhere, pulled out from the earth here. They're going to see this. And we're going to ask them what this is. And maybe, just maybe, it'll be worth $1 billion. I go, I don't, well, maybe, yeah, but fuck. Amanda says, Beverly Hillbilly vibes. Now, so we're fantasizing that we actually just hit some type of rarity, some type of rare stone that is going to net us billions of dollars. And then if that happens, if it is worth something, then we're like going to mine the whole area. And basically all we'll do for the rest of our days is live up there, sit by the fire, smoke and drink, and then guard the property. And then when we get bored, we'll go dig up another $1 billion in the soil. So I've got this big fucking thing. I'm so excited about it that I left it up north on the fucking porch and forgot about it. I actually brought it into the where I could put some water on it. And I put water on it, and I'm like scrubbing it with an old toothbrush. You know, like, oh my God, it's Uncut Gems. It's it. It's the big moment. I'll keep you updated on this. So, we get done with the Ditch Witch. We got to have it back by 4:30. You got $200 for 24 hours. You can cut up anything you want. Take that fucking thing back. And then when we come back, it's like 5:30. Jim is literally finishing up. He's closing the boxes. We now have a fucking RV park when it comes to power. So the stage is set for this weekend. The place is going to be packed. At last check, I had 24 or 25 people that will be on the property. Okay? And 10, count them, 10 dogs. 25 people, 10 dogs. It's going to be an absolute blowout. Mike, for the past 6 months, has been fishing for walleye and perch out of the number one fishing lake in the world, Lake St. Clair. According to him, that's what he said. I go, so which one of the lakes, I'm thinking Great Lakes, is the best to fish in? And he goes, Lake St. Clair. I said, that's not one of the Great Lakes. He goes, it's the greatest lake on the planet, on the planet. You don't say in the planet, on the planet to fish in. He goes, you go to a dock around Lake St. Clair and you see license plates from all over the U.S. just to fish there. It's that good of fishing in Lake St. Clair. This guy knows everything there is to know about fishing, Charity Scam Mike. He knows how to use a ditch witch. He knows how to fish. I got a picture of me. Just caught a, what the fuck is the name of that fish? Not a sturgeon. Some giant fish he caught. Fuck, it was huge. I'll get it later. Doesn't matter. So that lake runs in between Lake Huron and Lake, I don't know. I think it goes Huron into Lake St. Clair, into the Detroit River, into Erie. I think that's how it works. But it's fucking sweet. And he's just been fishing for walleye and perch. So we have all of this amazing fish for the big fish fry. I am the fry cook. I informed him about Bosco's. We bonded a lot. That's it, a muskie. You got it. He goes, those things, Mike says a muskie. Those things are freshwater barracudas that got teeth like fucking crazy. It was a muskie. It was so big, I couldn't believe the size of that fucking muskie. While we're at Fear Bunker North, I'm having a conversation with him. He goes, did I hear right? I go, what is that? He goes, you're working at a restaurant? I go, yeah. He goes, why? Are you broke? No, I'm not broke. Well, two reasons. They're both as equally important. One, I have no contact with humans outside of, I talk to dogs all day. I'm enjoying it. And second of all, Madison's in college. It's an absolute fortune, this college that she goes to. It's ridiculous. And I don't want her to have a penny of debt. My financial obligation to the children ends at weddings and school. Female weddings. You know the tradition. The dad of the bride pays for the wedding. And we hammered out one wedding. That's done. And one education is in the books. And now here's the second one. Jim opted not to go to college. So we gave him a car. This is the last of the obligations. This is what you do. You work your fucking dick off while you can for your kids so that you've improved the odds that they will wipe your asshole when you get old. So I go, yeah, that shit's fucking expensive. Amanda says more like flunked out and took your money. Well, yes and no. You make it sound a little bit more harsh. He wasn't into it. He figured out pretty quickly higher education wasn't for him. He wanted to get down and dirty in the workforce. And I said, that's up to you. Please don't tell me you're in school anymore making solar system projects. Kenny says she summed it up rather accurately, I thought. Yeah, I know, but we're trying to keep everybody in the family happy. You don't need to do that. Let's just, save it for your own podcast about Eric's kids. Fuck. All right, maybe you're a little bit right. So he goes, well, so what do? Do you like host karaoke? Do you run trivia at the restaurant? And I go, no, I make French fries. She goes, you asshole. I go, no, yeah, it's fucking great. I love it. I'm a fry cook. What's wrong with that? He goes, oh, nothing. I go, no, it's terrific. I love it. He goes, what's the place called? I said, Bosco's Pub. So my job at the fish fry is fries. I am on the fries. I don't even eat. Mike and I take this fucking thing so seriously that we don't even eat. And everybody goes to the food, so much food, that we have to actually set ours aside to make sure that we get some. Because they're like wild dogs there at the Memorial Day fish fry. We have 2 family fish fries. Memorial Day, Labor Day. Chris says, have you heard from Bosco's? Yes, I worked there, not this past weekend, but the one before that. I heard from Doug over there. He goes, just tell me when you want to work, when you can work. No big deal. I got whatever. I thought he was ghosting me for a second there. So that's what's up. Now, the stage is set for this fucking event. Like I said, we got all these people going up there. And so I approached the NFK and I go, hey, we're having a party up north. Big Memorial Day fish fry. Everybody wants to see you. And my lovely brother-in-law goes, oh, yeah. I go, cool. You know, everybody gets to go. And my extended family on my dad's side, they love the NFK. And who wouldn't, you know? And so, but I know that doesn't confirm the attendance. The enthusiastic response from the NFK of, oh, yeah, does not necessarily mean he's interested in going. Because the chain of command for things like this in this household is, I ask, he says yes, and then he turns around and occasionally he will say to his sister, I don't want to go. That happened this time. And that's just how it works. That's just how it operates in this house. Because short time later, she comes up to me. She says, yeah, I don't think he's going. I go, oh? Yeah, he says he'll go when there's less people there. Whatever. Now, he's been to the event before. And he said he loves it. I don't know. All I can do is ask, would you like to go? All I can do is invite. And you say yes or no. You will not hurt my feelings either way. Okay. Now, here's where it gets, I don't want to say dicey, but I've said this before. I get an odd feeling in my soul when I am not able to give you brand new shows of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Wednesday of this week is my last show because this is the long weekend, Memorial Day weekend. I am going up Thursday. So I am busting my ass getting all this shit done. Now, I already have planned for you. First of all, yesterday I uploaded 6 Patreon episodes. I'm not kidding you. It took me 30 minutes. I say this because there's been a lot of talk about our old pals FBHW and their inability to consistently post their Saturday show up, which has a ton of people divided about work ethic and whether or not they give a shit about something that those people pay for. But you need to know. And then one dumb idiot says, it's Saturday. We can't expect them to post it on a day off. And then Logan in Maine said, you fucking idiots. Do you think someone actually wakes up Saturday to do that? No, it's all done in advance. Yes, you schedule it. Yesterday, I sat here from 8:25 to 9:07. I remember I looked at the clock. 42 minutes, and I scheduled 3 editions of the Lost Zane recordings, the one that dropped today, this coming Friday, and on Memorial Day. I also uploaded 3 episodes, Thursday, Friday, Monday, of While I'm Away, Each of those a 3+ hour show for you to listen to on Patreon. No other description needed on that show. If you know, you know. 42 minutes. I uploaded 3, 6, 9 hours, 12, 15 hours, 18 hours of material to Patreon. Don't you dare tell me that there's no way to consistently post our content, you fucking cheat motherfuckers. All right. So there'll also be on the free platform 3 editions of Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Again, thank you for your patience. But this is one of 2 big events that we do. Here's how it looks this year for me. I've got this coming week, you'll get some best of material and while I'm away material. Thursday, Friday, Monday. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm going to Pennsylvania. So there'll be a Friday show that is not the best of. I'm going to Pennsylvania for Matt Barassa's wedding. Matt and Amanda. I'm actually marrying a listener. Very sweet couple. I'm driving there to marry them. I am the officiant. Oh, my God. And then there is the end of June, early July trip that we are taking on you'll miss out on a Thursday, Friday, and a Monday show, I believe. So that's it. That's pretty much it. Maybe a few trips up north here and there. But, I like you to be aware of these things and know that there'll be plenty of material there for you. But, again, I like to put up material for you. I wish it was fresh, but it can't be. All right. So that's what's up. A busy, busy, long weekend for your pal Easy last weekend for working. And then some fun coming up this week. I even went to the store yesterday, to get like curtains for the old trailer because my stepmother, Joanne, and dad are going to be in there. That's going to be where they're going to stay in the old trailer. When I walked in there with Charity Scam Mike, it had been a week since I had been up there. Not one trap was sprung. No mice. 0 mice activity. So I may have found where they're getting in. Holy shit, that's exciting. Welcome to anybody who may be a new audience member. There's been a lot of scuttle going on across the street on my old show's subreddit that I did not have anything to do with, though I'm being blamed for it again. Listener Patrick consistently posts things like, hey, check out the show. And there appears to be a few people. Hold on a second. Got a dog wandering. Come here. Hey, no. Ah, fuck. All right. The puppy just went potty on the floor, so I am going to take her outside. I should have gotten up when she got up to get a drink. I will be right back. Holy cow. The dog, Darla, she's been having a digestive deal. And it's like the dog hasn't had a solid number 2 in days, like a long time. And so I had it. You know, it was bad news. I thought maybe she's allergic to something. I don't know. I changed her food. Looking much better. Thank God. Like, I was so surprised. She just went potty. And I was like, oh, my God, it doesn't look like a fucking snack pack pudding or hot fudge. Jesus. Thank you to B-Toll, B-T-O-L-L-E, for subscribing. Appreciate you. All right. When I walked out to go check on her. No! Oh, God! Yep. She had peed. I knew it. As soon as she vanished, I was like, oh, this isn't good. Yeah, she'll get it. No big deal. That's what puppies do. They pee in your house. Maureen asks about the old school trailer. Is there a working bathroom in the trailer? You mean a toilet? Well, there is a bathroom. There is no plumbing. There is no water coming in. So we have bottles of water, big milk jugs full of water. And there is a portable toilet. In fact, I'm pulling out the old toilet that doesn't work and putting the portable one where the normal one is or would be. I'm just hopeful that while my dad and my stepmom are in there, that they're comfortable. And I'm not so sure because the windows that are there are so drafty that whatever the temperature is outside, it's the temperature in there. Now I've got heaters, but they just don't do that great of a job. Because Charity Scam Mike slept in the front part of the trailer, and I slept in the back, and he's super cold all the damn time. I am not. I slept in the back with no heater. Was perfectly fine. He did not. And then when I see him in the morning, he goes, sleeping here is the same as sleeping out in the grass. That's how cold I was. Like, oh, fuck, don't tell me that. My dad's going to be here. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Okay. Wow, that is a lot. So I am so happy that you're all here. And I just wanted to say that if you are watching the show, Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page, or Twitter @Eric Zane Show, or on YouTube, I'm going to send you off on your way. The rest of the show is on Twitch, and I've got a lot of ground to cover. Okay? So I'm going to say goodbye to you. Or if you want, you can listen to the audio podcast wherever you download shows. Just search Eric Zane Show. I'd appreciate everybody, no matter what you're watching on now, to subscribe to the audio podcast, whether you listen to it or not. Because believe it or not, I get internet points with every subscription that on a free platform subscribes to the Eric Zane Show podcast. So that's all free stuff that you can do. It doesn't take you any time, and it helps me. So please, please, please. Okay. Meanwhile, if you ever want to say hello, drop me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com, on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Those folks stripe parking lots in and around West Michigan. Reach out to them, shorelinersstriping.com. I have a Patreon where there's so much content available, including this week, the debut of Who Are These Free Beers, where Ben and I will review clips of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show and critique them and roast them the same way I do Who Are These Zanes. There's been some discussion about EZ and Ben doing Who Are These Free Beers. And that has centered around, no one's heard the bit, really. We've only covered a couple of segments, part of the pilot here. And so not exactly a well-known show. Who are these free beers? But most of them on our pals at the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show subreddit make it seem like I'm obsessing on them, and I'm butthurt, and it's like that couldn't be further from the truth. This is a review show. If you think I'm going to sit there and just attack them because I got fired, you're fucking crazy. The point of this is to tap into the incredible amount of complaints on their own subreddit. Point those out and discuss the problems with the show. It's not all problems. There's plenty of good things that happen on that show. I mean, obviously, it's a very popular show. But who better to critique the show than two former employees? Okay? So that is the idea behind who are these free beers. This first episode, we're going to focus on a topic on their show that caused a tremendous amount of outrage. It was when they sat down and said, all right, here we go. This segment right here is the best way to load the dishwasher. That actually happened. We also need to unpack they did a therapy session in the month of April on their segment 17, which is the so-called time that they have no shackles on them, no constraints to the FCC, and it turned into a big therapy session of things that bother them from their audience, and I want to talk about that, and also how they do business now with this. They have a what's called a coach, which is something I always winced at when I was there. We had a coach. Greg said, I think we need to spend the money and get some coaching. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Are you fucking kidding me? And this idiot's name was Randy Lane. And they're all the same. Every consultant or coach is a failed morning guy who then somehow weasels his way into getting radio shows to trust him. And then the radio shows pay the coach thousands of dollars to give them shit to do that they already know how to do. Their other job is to tell the show that's hired them how great they're doing so that they'll keep paying them. So back in the day, Smug Beer says, hey, I think we need to hire Randy Lane. And I'm like, who the fuck is Randy Lane? And so I'm like, oh, whatever. Okay, great. So that means once a month we have to waste time and talk to this idiot in a conference call. And I'll never forget it. I told this story recently, but it was like, okay, first thing you guys need to do is, and it's something really Radio 101. In order to punch up the bid, if you're talking to a guy who got stabbed by his dog, why don't you play a song that has to do with stabbed to set up the bid? Okay, great. We already do that. And then the next time we talk to him a month later, he says the same exact thing. And it was at that point, it's like, dude, why are we giving this guy all this fucking money? He's an idiot. We know more than him. He's telling us how to do radio. He doesn't even work on the radio. He used to. He doesn't because he sucks shit. And now you're taking advice from him, you fucking idiot. Oh, my God. Well, anyway, these guys now really rely on this new coach who also sucks and tells them to recycle their bits and to rip shit off Reddit and make it seem like it's people writing in, and it's not. It's all fucking fake. So Ben and I explore those things and point out the shit that, again, not all shit, but I don't care about the stuff that's not shit. I only care about the stuff That is shit. The point of the show is to make you laugh. And oh boy, are we. But that got, oh man. So there's all sorts of fucking butthurt assholes surrounding this segment. And there's a lot of talk about who are these free beers. And I owe it all to Patrick in South Carolina. Patrick is the dude who, massive fan of their show, and finally realized that it's shit and came over here. And to him, it's like my show is like a brand new toy to Patrick. You know, you wake up, you can't fucking wait to play with the Bionic Man when you first get that thing in 1976. That's your reference of the day from EZ. No one knows what the fuck that means. So that's what my show is to him. So he's very bullish about it, and he goes out of his way to bring it up on their subreddit. And now everybody hates him on the subreddit. Oh, my God, is that awesome. My point is, this is all on Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Thank you to a number of people who signed up over the weekend. It was great to be up at Fear Bunker North, and I believe 4 of you did just that. One person signed up for a full year on the audio, which saves you 10%. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Let me see. I actually want to mention their names, and I can't type today. That'll be Brian S. Thank you. Not to mention Joshua. I appreciate you. Matt. And there's one more. Dan. Thank you, Dan, for signing up on Patreon. And that's way, I mean, I don't get a lot of people that often on my Patreon. If I get 5 people a month, I'm happy. It is not the biggest thing. We're looking at just under 200 people on my Patreon. But it does help immensely when people sign up for it. It's one of the many ways that I keep the lights on. So if you like the free programming, the point is, when I started this show, do the free programming as much as you can and promote Patreon on it. And for people who need more content, they'll know it's there. That's how it works. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. So for you folks on, I know this has been really long-winded about me, and I hate doing that, but Twitch, Facebook, and I'm sorry, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, I'm going to kick you guys out. Thank you.